going to be footage with Hebrew Israelites, so-called, clashing with Muslims there, and the police are going to have to intervene. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the channels that I'm drawing these videos from right now. And listen, I'm going to drop the link in later. If you're from one of these camps, one of these groups, you're a UK Hebrew Israelite, I'm going to try to make the link available later on for you to come in, because I think that could be very interesting. So I'm going to go there now, and let me see if this shows up here. Okay, it's showing up. That's good. That's good. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these here. This is the first. This is the first one I'm going to show you, because I had somebody ask me, "Oh, where are you getting these from, vocab?" Well, you know, I mean, there's just certain ways. I mean, I can't explain all the ways, but it's not anything secret. It's just paying attention to stuff, what's going on, and then looking into it. It's a whole thing, you know. Okay, so I think I like this setup right about like that. Okay, so let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys, because I want you to know where we're drawing these from, okay? This hasn't really been covered in mainstream news media, or really actually any apologists. I don't think anyone's really talked about this. They've obviously talked about the protests there in the UK in relationship to pro-Palestinian supporters, but they haven't talked about these sort of clashes that need police protection. Okay, so the first one here, this will be an hour and a half. The angel of Yahweh encampeth. He make even enemies be at peace with us. Unity Camp, HOYVOI, WUI. So who are those three camps? Well, I'll tell you who those three camps are, because believe it or not, I actually know a little something about them. Not as much as I know about, of course, more U.S. based stuff. But in a way, some of this is U.S. based. So before we play these videos, I kind of want you guys to understand what's going on, okay? It's important to see these little things underneath the screen here, or on the video title that they've got in here, okay? It's important for you to be able to understand what exactly it is we're looking at. So first of all, if I was just going to go on this video, I would know right away they were One Westers, because they're utilizing Lashawan Kodash. That's a One West distinctive, okay? And you know what? I might as well just play the video. It's not going to have sound right now, but I'll just play it so you can see what's going on while I talk about it briefly, okay? Yahweh is an incorrect Lashawan Kodash way to say Yahweh. Yahweh almost certainly is the way to pronounce the divine name, the Tetragrammaton, which often you'll see as all caps, Lord, in a lot of English translations. And they instead, utilizing the principles of Lashawan Kodash, which is their language. I mean, it's essentially an invented dialect based upon actual Hebrew. But Yahweh would mean the angel of the Lord encampeth. You know, he encircles and protects us. So the question is, why are they saying in this video that the angel of the Lord encircles them and protects them? Why are they saying that? Well, I'll tell you exactly why. Somewhat related to the title of my video as well. They are saying that even the UK police, right, even the cops there are helping them. And this is sign or evidence, and it's an example of what they're talking about. Because look at the next line. He make even enemies be at peace with us. So what does he mean? He's saying that the UK cops, they're saying the UK cops protect them, are at peace with them, because they're protecting them from who? From the Muslims in this case, okay? Now, this guy just got a stick. Did you see that? And people are throwing stuff. You see that? So there's a lot going on. And you can see right there that the police are indeed protecting them. That is what is happening there. They are putting a physical line in between the two groups. And, you know, I have plenty of critical things to say about law enforcement if you listen to me or if you know me as a friend. But, you know, you got to commend these guys. Keeping a level head, being out there, putting themselves as a barrier in between two zealous groups, as it were, one that would need more protecting than the other based upon numbers. But, seems commendable. And if you're a Hebrew Israelite male, I just wonder how you feel about having Edomite women protect you. Because according to you, you got Edomite women on that line. You believe that Europeans are Edomites, which is utterly ridiculous and a lie and a sham. But since you believe that, the Hebrew Israelite man has Edomite women protecting him in this video. Just go ahead and think about that for a second. Let that sink in. Go ahead and let that marinate there. Okay, now, let me tell you what else I could tell about this video. Just from the title alone. Unity Camp. What's that? Unity, is that the name of a camp? What's a unity camp, ladies and gentlemen? Well, you should know by now. A unity camp is whenever there's more than one group coming together for some purpose. Sometimes it means they're going out to street teach, as they would call it. Other times it means they're just getting together to drink or study the Bible or go to the club or whatever. It could be different things like that. So, you see, Unity Camp, HOI, that's obviously an acronym. What's it stand for? Well, if you were paying close attention at the beginning of this video when the camera was faced more back on the gentleman in blue and white, there you can see it a little bit. He has an insignia. What's it say? It says House of Israel. See the blue and white? It said House of Israel. That's not a generic name just for Hebrew Israelite. House of Israel is a specific older group within the landscape of groups. When I say older, I'm going back to the 2000s type of thing. Even the late 90s. Excuse me. So HOI is at least one of the groups that's represented there, right? House of Israel. The guy in charge of that is Zabak. Zabak just made a big announcement today that they're having a roller skating event together. The House of Israel has made an announcement they're going to get together and roller skate. So that's a recent video I watched by them. So there's HOI. Then there's VOI. What's VOI? Well, you don't have to go any farther than looking at what's in front of you. What I'm doing, by the way, if you're wondering, why is vocab... I'm trying... Excuse me, I need some water. I'm trying to show you how to do this, people. Yeah, I want you to watch these videos that I do. Learn, grow, understand. But I want you to be able to learn how to do this. So I'm literally just walking through, showing you how to do this. Now, also, if you notice, he has a lion on his garments there, right? And it says Judah. What's that all about? Is that just another... No, it means he believes he's from the tribe of Judah. Whenever you see that type of thing, especially if it's something else besides Judah, because a lot of Hebrew Israelites who don't believe in the 12 tribes chart of Arya, a lot of them still believe that they may be Judah. In fact, a lot of Jews believe they're Judah or Benjamin, just because it's two biggest tribes that are left. Some Levites scattered here and there. So, Judah. So now you know he believes that he's from the tribe of Judah. So, obviously holds to the 12 tribes chart. Okay. Going through, you're just learning a lot just by watching it, right? VOI. Back to that. I'm sorry. I distracted myself there. That stands for Vine of Israel. How do I know? Well, it's on the screen. Right here. You see this? Like Vine of Israel. That's the name of the channel. About 2,000 subs. This particular video only came out 10 days ago. It's already got 6,200 views. Not bad, right? 364 likes. So that's Vine of Israel London. I am not aware of a Vine of Israel group stateside. Maybe there is one. I do not know every camp. Nobody except for God does, much like the number of hairs on your head. Only the Lord knows. No one else knows how many Hebrew Israelite camps there are. Nobody knows how many false religions there are. Nobody knows. Nobody knows how many false teachers there are. But there's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's at least 6 false teachers. 7. Okay. Let's look who else we got here. WUI. WUI. What's that stand for? What's that stand for? Well, I'll tell you. So let me pause this one because I actually know what that stands for as well. So I go to the next screen I've got up here. Boom. All right. Oh, it stands for Wake Up Israel. You see this? Wake Up Israel. And you could tell that because that's the name of this channel that we're on. This is one of the other groups. So hold on, let me play one of their videos, because guess what? They also have the same type of thing going on. This video that they have is All Hell Broke Loose. REA setting England on fire. When the word comes out, demons come out. All right, so let's go and take a look at WUI. Now, what am I doing? I'm trying to, again, show you how to do this. So if you've noticed what I've done so far is I looked at the first video. We're going to interact with these in a little bit here. Right now, I'm just showing you. And this is a different angle, right? This is from the back. You see he's got Sirach 428. So by knowing what's on his jacket, what else do you know about this group? You know they hold to the Apocrypha. So you just got to pay attention. You guys will be able to figure out all this stuff. All right? You guys see what's going on? So these are obviously... Oh, wait. I want to see what he's saying there. Hold on. You guys probably won't be able to hear this, but... Where'd that go? God did not choose no Ishmael. 45 minutes. What was he saying? I'm trying to see what he was saying. I couldn't hear. Was it right about here? I was trying to find out what he was saying to him. I'll just turn on the volume for now. Okay, so this is WUI channel, Wake Up Israel. So this video doesn't tell you it's a unity camp, but we know from our previous little excursion on the other channel that there's at least 3 different camps present. Now, that's a familiar pattern that we've seen. Oh, wait, there. This is, I need to hear this. Hold on. Well, he said, there's only so many of us. There's only so many of them, but how many of there are you? That's a funny question. And it looks like that was a gentleman probably from Ammon, most likely what they would call an Ammonite. He's basically saying, hey, we're going to try to protect you, but there's only so much we can do. They got their Bibles on the ground, and that really offended the Muslims. I watched the video earlier. They were heavily offended that they would just lay the Bibles on the ground. By the way, that's not a bad point. When you go up to one of these camps and they got a Bible on the ground, I would actually encourage you to challenge them on the fact they've got a Bible sitting on the ground. You know, call them out for it. Let's make them put these Bibles up off the ground. If you want to talk to me, I could explain more reasons why I think that's actually not a bad tactic to do. We could talk about that, but right now I just say I recommend it. So anyways, what do we got going on here, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's starting to rain. It's in London. What do you expect? And the Ammonites and the Edomite women there and the Edomite men, they're protecting the Hebrew Israelites from Ishmael. Now, I don't believe any of this terminology. It's all ridiculous. It's all a lie. It's all a sham. It's based upon nonsense, poppycock, balderdash, right? Delusions. But I'm using it to how a one Wester would see things, which is interesting, right? Well, this isn't the most spicy part of the video. We're going to get into that. Oh, I realize I got something kind of in the way. Let me move that so it's not in the way here. Let me move that. Okay, now, there we go. Yep, okay. So it's interesting. Notice the guy's name's Ariyah. You're going to see another guy in the video named Yaquab. That's interesting. Why? That's 2 of the 7 original heads. Who's Yaquab? Peter Sherrod. That's Ariyah's father that was actually at the Old Commandment Keepers with who? Edward Meredith Bibbins, whom the one Westers ignorantly call Abba Bibbins. So he was there with him, left 69 or something like that, came over, and then started the school that eventually became known as One West. So these guys are taking names after some of the guys in America. It's clearly an American-influenced movement, no doubt. And she has a different hat. Is there something special? Someone in the UK tell me, what does her hat signify? I always understood those guys to be called bobbies, and these other guys almost seem just more like traffic cops. I'm not trying to be funny. I don't know what they're. I'm sure there must be significance in the uniforms there. So this is what's going on. Okay, all hell broke loose. But I just want to look at some of these comments. This video right here. This channel only has 742 subscribers. Wake Up Israel. That's WUI. And yet, this video has almost 10,000 views, and it only was put up 11 days ago. You see that? These heathens are doomed. I ain't going to have not even one bit of pity towards them. I know you can't see all the comments, but that's what that says. So I thought that was an interesting one. And hold on just a second. There's a couple other I was going to show you. I will always stand with my brothers against these heathens that have colonized, conquered, and enslaved our forefathers. Stand strong, Yasharal. That's supposed to mean Israel. If they want the right to protest, they need to protest for their cause and leave our cause out of it. The police protection tells who they are. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. This one's interesting. It's hilarious how they think they always have the right to disrespect other beliefs, yet cry victim after someone sticks up to them. Devils. Who is that talking about? That's what I want to know. It seems like they're talking about the Hebrew Israelites. So, and I know it's hard for you guys to read, but this one says, camps bringing women to the front lines in the middle of a protest is madness. So they have their women there in the back sitting on lawn chairs. Here's a good old racist one. Good work, brothers. Them musty Arabs couldn't handle the word. I see the crimes against the innocent Palestinians, but look at how they treat the brothers when they don't agree with them on certain things. Look how they are taking photos like we are animals in a zoo. We are special. Stood up to those so-called peaceful protesters. HOI till the chariots fly. They're saying racist-ish in Arabic near the camera. Yeah, you're saying racist-ish in English near the camera too. What? Kind of confusing as to why you would have your women and children in the middle of a war zone. The older sister looking scared like she's about to run, but realize there's nowhere to go. Understand where they're there. Women and children don't go to war, right? This is probably the funniest comment I've seen by Mr. Know-It-All, of course. Look what Mr. Know-It-All says. The cameraman might not be Israel. He has no rhythm, and it's like he's trying to talk over the word. You got to really be embedded deep in a cultic mindset to make a comment like this. I don't think you guys understand how funny this comment is. He's saying your cameraman might be of another nation because when he speaks, he doesn't have good cadence, and he keeps on trying to talk over the word. Oh man, isn't that great? Okay. Okay, sorry about that. So now we've got Wake Up Israel, WUI. We've also got Vine of Israel, London. But it also says HOY. I have not been able to, as of now, find the House of Israel channel or sites. I haven't looked all that hard, so it's not like, I couldn't research it. I just looked a little bit. But it didn't immediately pop out. So, I did find one thing that's House of Israel UK, but it's clearly another group. So if someone finds it, it's like, okay, but it's right here. Yeah, I know that group's not a One West. It doesn't look like that's a One West group, and I don't think it's them. If you find that, thanks, but no thanks. So I would like to see if somebody could maybe help me find House of Israel over there in the UK. First, let's take some time here to give a shout out to Jay Fry for the first super chat today. Thank you, Jay Fry. Appreciate that very much for the super chat. Now, I'm going to go back to my screen right here. Take a look at some of your comments here. See what you guys say. And then we may play some of this video and interact with it. Would you guys like that? Patriot says, if I was a police chief, Tell my officers to advise the BHI to leave and then get out of there. I think he was telling him to leave, but he was doing it in a very friendly, British kind of way, sort of very suggestive and subtle, very polite. From what I saw, these UK cops were incredibly polite, you know? And this, by the way, this video gets kind of spicy. Nothing like the one in Chicago, though. So we're not watching an escalation. In fact, let me just go ahead and say this. Oh, man, there's an earlier thought I forgot. I need to get back to another thought I broke off. I do that sometimes. Let me talk to you guys for a second here. I give some level of compliments to this unity camp, these three guys, HOI, VOI, WI. They could have escalated things on a physical level, and I never saw them do that. Yet, they were not afraid to speak their message. Now, it's true, of course, they're antagonizing the Muslims with the things they say. That's true. So I don't view them sort of as like, they're just so innocent. They purposely antagonize them. In fact, look up some of the YouTube shorts I put up earlier today, and I'm going to try to play one. You'll see what I'm talking about. However, they never got physical that I saw. Maybe there's a video, but I didn't see it. In fact, even when a guy picked up their sign, that's when it could have got bad. They didn't get too aggressive. They kind of yanked it back, this and that, but it didn't seem as bad as it could have been. I'm not saying they're perfect saints, obviously. And I also give them credit, even though their message is one of hatred and bigotry and horrible biblical interpretation, at least they didn't change it. They went out of their way to say what they're going to say. Versus if I get around to it, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get around to it, but I might. There's a video with Sakari in Houston, Space City, Sakari, Houston. They totally change their message when they're out there with the pro-Palestinian crowd. Instead of speaking the message of against Gaza, going to Bible verses that mention Gaza, which is such a dumb interpretive method, but that's the kind of thing these guys do. Instead of doing that, instead of condemning Ishmael, instead of doing that, they basically, this is Sakari Space City, so it's a different video I'm talking about. And I might get around to analyzing it as well. They basically tried to make nice with the pro-Palestinians there at the Houston protest by showing they were also strongly anti-Semitic. And then later on when they reviewed it, then they're like, oh, they're going into slavery too, though. Yeah, but we didn't hear you say that thing, and you also had the police protect you. So no respect for that kind of stuff. Just no honor or integrity. Same thing with WFI and their unity camp in Chicago. Totally deceptive. They lied about how everything went down. And I analyzed this thoroughly. Can someone drop the link in the chat for that? When I strongly analyzed that video and we went through it and played the WFI saying some awful stuff. And I reached out to WFI several times to come on the show. They never did. So whatever. These guys, didn't change their message and they didn't escalate. They didn't jump and try to fight. Doesn't seem like they edited footage. Okay. They're still wacky, and they still did do this, though, and, it's not the worst thing in the world. The reason they call it a unity camp is because they're like, oh, we need some more people out there this day. We need to all come together because they know they're going to be strongly outnumbered. So to make their numbers a little bit bigger, they basically get 3 different camps together, okay? That's what they do. Honestly, it's kind of like, look, you know that you don't have many of the people you're looking for to convert into your religion and this crowd. So why don't you go somewhere else, man? Because they know this is going to be viral footage for them. They know it's going to go down, So I just want to say all that. D.W. Conley says this. They claim we antagonize them, yet hypocritically they are antagonizing them. Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Apparently, UK papers combined the bruise in with being right-wing extremists in the paper at this event. Hey, is that true? Or, Warrior Woman, do you have some media source that mentions the Hebrew Israelites in the UK in relationship to this? If you do, could you please share the link? Because I haven't seen that yet, but again, I didn't look all that much. White Lily says, who's a former Muslim herself, I find it so weird that HIs seem to have inserted themselves in Palestinian protests. Well, I think the protests are happening where some of the groups are already setting up, but I can't be 100% certain that that's exactly all it is, because they also seem to enjoy getting viral footage out of it. So it is weird, no doubt. Putting D-News coming on the screen as well. She's exactly right. And let's see who else we got here. Just give me a second. Yeah. Weird comments there. Yeah. You know what? I should, when I'm reading through comments, I should probably play some music here. This is my comment reading music right here. Thanks to Soko for the beat. Really? Warrior Woman saying there's 120 people arrested at this event. 120? Are you serious? For real? Warrior Woman, you got to give me some of your sources. You being over there in the place you're at, you probably know a little bit more. Well, you do. And so I'd love to see what you got. Wow. Coffee's finished. Coffee's finished. All right, let's set up this next video. Let's go to the next scene. Just finished my caffeine, not drinking lean. Hey everybody, since I was a teen, been reading the Bible, now I read it again. When I'm on the microphone, turn the volume up again. Well, it's vocabulary, we gonna win. Yes, y'all, do it again. I'm not Eminem, not a friend of them, but Jesus Christ is coming back again in the second advent. Now you know what I meant. Rock this mic. Now I've sent prayers up to heaven on the regular basis. Peep this HOI, straight racist. Take this video, analyze. I'll help you see through the lies. No disguise, you what fries with that? Will I come with the rap, with the old boom bap? I got the trap music in the trash, where it belongs. Peep it, Ash. That's a imposter Israelite. Alright, I rock the mic tonight. Sunday, Christ the one way. Take off the plane like it was a runway. Hey! Alright, let me get this next one set up. Here we go. Let's just play this video. This is a little clip I took off my phone. I want you to see what we're going to be talking about. Here we go.
In the last days, that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountain.
So look, Judah is another way of saying the Jews, right? Right? So it's going to be established, right, read?
And shall be exalted.
And shall be what?
And shall be exalted.
What is our kingdom going to be?
And shall be exalted.
All right, read.
Above the hills.
Above all the other nations, read.
And all nations shall flow into it.
And all what?
Yeah.
You eat camel, though?
Yes.
Yeah, well, then you're abominations, man. You're abominations, man. So you are just as bad, man.
No.
Don't come here with your, we don't do that. But we know you guys. You bow down to stones, man.
How the fuck do you bow down to
Bow
stones?
down to the gods, but you don't.
Why don't you educate yourself? Muslims do not bow down to stones.
I've got it on YouTube, man.
But Muslims bow down to stones.
What should the other
That's
one?
Shias.
You kiss it, man. Look, and on that, he's got to walk, man.
That's right.
Give me Proverbs 28 and verse 1.
Give me the no
One, three, take one step. Dying, bro. Children are dying. And you're standing here promoting. Stand with us.
By standing here, you divert attention away from the Palestinian cause. Please move into the square.
We are fucking human, man. We are human.
So hold on. Let's talk about some history about you Palestinians. Let's talk about this.
Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you!
going on there, huh? A lot going on there. So let's talk for a second here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just talk for a second. What you just saw was a pro-Palestinian protest. I'm going to real quick tell you where this was. I've actually got it right here. It's at Trafalgar Square. Am I pronouncing it right? Trafalgar Square, Trafalgar Square. Of course, it's in London, England. Let's see. I think it's a place where a lot of tourists go and stuff like that. Yeah, public square in the city of Westminster, central London, established in the early 19th century around an area formerly known as Charing Cross. The square's name commemorates the Battle of Trafalgar, the British naval victory, and the Napoleonic Wars over France and Spain that took place on 21st October 1805 off the coast of Cape Trafalgar. It's been a significant landmark since the 1200s. So, there. The name Trafalgar is a Spanish word of Arabic origin, derived from either Taraf al-Gar, Cape of the Cave, or Taraf al-Garb, extremity of the West. And there's some old pictures of it you can see online. Pretty interesting place. So that's where they are. Oh, it got bombed with terrorist bombings by women's suffrage movement folks. Churches were a particular target during this campaign. Sorry, I'm getting totally distracted. As it believed that the Church of England was complicit in reinforcing opposition to women's suffrage. I never knew there was women's suffrage terrorists until now. Wow. What am I reading? I feel like sometimes when I learn about stuff that I don't know anything, you ever feel like that? Like, what? Okay, well, okay. There's that. Huh. The fountains, which you could see. Feeding pigeons is a popular activity. A lot of political demonstrations there. A lot of that got grassed over temporarily. A Lego of it? Huh. Oh, it's got some stuff in 1984. Okay, anyways. Enough about that. Okay. Let's watch this again together, and I'm going to comment on it, okay? Non-con says Trafalgar. Is that how I need to say it? I know I sound like a dumb yank. I am. Trafalgar. No, that's not. You're not saying gar. You're saying Trafalgar. 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 Is that right? Trafalgar. Help me out, non-con. I feel like you're leaving me. You're leaving me, man. Let me know. Huh? Okay. Okay, so comments along the way. So, obviously, very pro-Palestinian. And this is from Urban Pictures. Here's what's interesting. This is from a screen record I took from my phone when the video first dropped. But I went back to go look at it. The footage I have is no longer available. The video is, but they've edited out a lot of the Hebrew Israelite section. They've only kept a little bit of the Hebrew Israelite section. I thought that was interesting. Gur? It's Gur? Gur? Trafalgar. Does that work? Thanks, guys.
In the last day.
I would like to know the words to that song. Curious, right? So, here's some of the members of our camp. And if you look carefully, you can't see it all that very well. But you will see times where you're going to be able to see some ladies on the chairs. This guy's stick's interesting. He has what the priests used to wear on their garments. drawn onto his stick. Okay, well, that's that.
That the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountain.
So look, Judah is another way of saying the Jews, right? Right? So it's going to be established, right, read?
And shall be exalted.
And shall be what?
And shall be exalted.
What is our kingdom going to be?
And shall be exalted.
All right, read.
What is our kingdom going to be? See, this is part of the problem of the delusion of Hebrew Israelism. You basically just want to be an Israelite because you think it means you're going to rule. No and no and no, and all counts.
Above the hills.
Above all the other nations, read.
And all nations shall flow into it.
And all what?
Yeah.
You eat camel, though.
Yes.
Okay, so notice there's a little edit there. So this is already edited footage. This is directly from the original video I found this from, okay? Now watch when it edits, they're talking to a Muslim. And I don't have the context of this conversation before, but I think he's saying, hey, look, man, we don't eat pig. I think that's what he's saying, right? You know? And this was so interesting. And we actually this is what's interesting. In the Boom Boom Room episode where Muhammad meets the Israelites, we literally brought this out, where the Israelites say camel is forbidden. And then Muhammad says, no, you can't eat camel. This is literally what they're talking about. Shout out to K-Dub. Everyone subscribe to him, although he doesn't need any more help. But subscribe to him because not only is he a good friend and a good apologist, he is a hero. Check out his Twitter. Follow him on there and read about his recent story. He is literally a real client because he said he's too big for me now. I'm just kidding. He didn't say that. But shout out to K-Dub. So listen, I want to show you this discussion here.
Yeah. You eat camel, though?
Yes.
Yeah, what are your abominations, man?
hey, look at the guy in the background. Once the Muslim admitted he eats camel, the guy in the background's like, got him. Watch. So you can't see the guy in the background right now. I like watching people's little funny stuff. So when the Muslim man moves back, and by the way, there's the Hebrews like women in captivity with their furs and boots on. So watch, and having police protection. So watch when he moves back, the guy's face in the background. And why you got a flower on your shirt? What's that all about? That's a sign I don't know yet, but I'll figure that out. Here we go.
Hey, what are your abominations, man?
Then you're abominations. He's saying Muslims are abominations because they eat camel. So that was the final straw. He's like, don't come up here acting like you don't do it.
Your abominations, man. So you are just as bad, man.
So in the Old Testament, it is true eating camel was forbidden. That is Old Testament dietary law. The Hebrew Israelites are right about that. It's not really a debatable point at all. But since Muhammad thought he was a prophet who could just set up things however he wanted to and make his own new rules, one of the things that most Muslims believe you can do is eat camel. Actually, it's a whole thing. If you look it up, if you put Muslims eat camels, a whole discussions about this online, but this Muslim believes you can, so he does, and there you go. It's kind of a funny discussion, right? It's like, he eats camel, we got him.
Don't come here with your, oh, we don't do that. Yeah. No,
Now, see, that's what I'm saying. They act that way when there's one guy, but then later on, they need police protection. You know, they're mocking the man and stuff like that.
Oh, you guys, you bow down to stones, man.
And then they start attacking him on this type of level. I mean, I do think it's weird that Muslims kiss the black stone. It does look like paganism. And again, we've brought this out in the Boom Boom Rooms. Do you guys remember the one Boom Boom Room? Or did did he upload that one? I thought he did, but I think it's where Moses has a rock and he's about to throw it at Muhammad for being a false prophet, and Muhammad tries to kiss it. You guys remember that? Yeah.
We don't do that. Yeah. But we know you guys. You bow down to stones, man. Right?
Now a woman is there as well, so she's gonna comment as well. It's a lily. I wonder what the significance for him having the lily is. You know? Oh yeah, of course Paul made the argument for all foods. I'm just saying according to Old Testament law. According to Old Testament law, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, of course, Paul, it's not just Paul. Jesus does as well. Yeah, I wonder the same thing. I think you're exactly right. Does anyone else have an audio going in and out? Hey, that's kind of a funny comment. Patreon Christ says, the Hebrews Israelites love to tomahawk their arm at you after an insult. They do that, right? What's up with that? All right, well, let's watch some more of this.
Bow down to the gods, but you don't.
Why don't you educate yourself? Muslims do not bow down to stones.
Why don't you educate yourself? Muslims don't bow down to stones. Now, maybe, I think the Muslim man thinks, like, are they saying when we do the daily prayer that we're bowing down to stones? Is that what they're referring to? I don't think he understands, because they say bow down to stones, but maybe they would understand more what he's saying if they said kiss a stone, because wouldn't it be singular, first of all, not plural, is one thing, and there's just kind of a misunderstanding here. It's really a silly conversation, but it's going to get a lot worse. Why don't you educate yourself? Muslims do not bow down to stones. Yeah, you're going to see it escalate real quick. Now, again, this is video that's edited together from a UK source that I found.
On YouTube, man.
Wait. Oh, that's my favorite part of this whole video. The Hebrew Israelite, you have to listen very carefully, okay? I want you to listen very carefully. When the lady says we don't bow down to stones, and I don't know if her outfit is very... Her outfit looks like it might have some elements of haram in it, but nonetheless. And there's a lion that took like 30 years to complete in the background. Wow, they really are in a historic place. Okay. He says it's on YouTube. Now, look, there are videos on YouTube that talk about this. I don't know what he was watching, but it just shows like the nature of Hebrew Israelite research and source documentation. Don't try to lie. You know, I've got it on YouTube. I don't. Come on, man. Listen what he says real carefully.
Why don't you educate yourself? Muslims do not bow down to stones.
I've got it on YouTube, man.
But Muslims bow down to stones.
I've got it on YouTube, man.
That's Shias,
You kiss it, man. Look, and on that, he's got to walk, man.
That's right.
Give me Proverbs 28 and verse.
You kiss it. Okay, that's what you should have said in the beginning. And now he says he's got to walk like they own the spot.
Man, look, and on that, he's got to walk, man.
That's right.
Give me Proverbs 28 and verse 1.
So this is where one of the guys in the crowd tries to pick up their sign. Obviously, he shouldn't have done that. Notice the crowd is much larger at this point. And this is where they're like, hey, you know, this could have went bad right here. But it didn't go as bad as it could have. And I am glad about that. We don't want anyone hurt. Here we go. So right after that happened, the cops come in. And they made a whole thing. Yes, warrior woman's referring to the Kaaba. Everyone, she's referring to the Kaaba. You know, they go. And then. This is funny because they're trying to read out the scripture and the UK cop is shouting some kind of code at the same time. To me, this is really funny. Watch what's going on. This is like pure hot mess. So he says, this is the book. So he's about to read out a reference for the scripture. He says, this is the book. And after he says that, the cop goes, 113, take one step back. So it's like the cops reading the scripture, you know?
Children are dying.
So this gentleman is asking, why aren't you standing with us? Children are dying, right? And he's saying, stand with us. You're on the side of the oppressor. The thing is, Israelites aren't on either side here. They're against both groups. Now, there is not an Israeli presence or a Jewish presence, right? And definitely the Israelites would not count as that, the Hebrew Israelites. But they're not on either side because they think the land belongs to them, not to either of the groups.
By standing here and divert attention away from the Palestinian cause, please move it.
Away from the Palestinian something, please move it.
We are fucking human, man. We are human.
Well, you are human and you are made in the image of God, but the Hebrew Israelites don't really view you that way. They view you as lesser than them and as someone who's going to be their servants and slaves. That's how they view most of the people in the crowd, these particular one Westers.
So hold on. Let's talk about some history about you Palestinians.
Here, I don't know. I know you guys can't hear it, but the camp leader just said, or the speaker rather, said, "Let's talk about some history and you Palestinians." So he's probably going to get into the slave trade.
Let's talk about that.
Shame on you!
So now they're getting the good old shame on you chant. Now, I know this isn't IUIC, okay? This isn't IUIC. However, one Westers do this kind of stuff. Why did I just bring up IUIC? Remember what happened when D New and everybody else went to Detroit? D New, because you were there. Are you still with us, D New? What did IUIC Detroit shout at you and the brothers? What did they shout at you guys, huh? Remember, what did they specifically, when they did a chant, what did they do? I'll give you a second to answer because you know exactly what they did. Not only that, but you've also got Sakari. I remember when Veda came and we were talking to him in San Diego, they started calling him the C word that rhymes with moon. Remember that? D-New, what did they shout at you? Remember when they did the chant against you? IUIC Detroit, what were they saying to you? What were they saying when they were yelling and doing all that? D-New, come on, whatever. I know, but there's one in particular. It's this right here.
Shame on you! 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 Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine! Palestine! For Palestina!
I'm talking about when they said, shame, 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 shame. Remember that? When they did that? That's what I was talking about. Okay, so let's watch some more videos. I got some more videos lined up. Let's take a look at them and see what's going on in this video. This right here is a video that is an hour long. We're going to watch some of it.
Prepare war. Prepare war. Prepare war. That's right. Whether y'all like it or not. We on? Wake up the mighty men. You said what?
Wake up the mighty men.
Wake up the mighty men. Wake up the mighty men. Wake up the mighty men. Wake up the mighty men. What about Esau? Wake up the mighty men. God said wake up the men of war in Esau. That's right. Why? Hold that. Let me get Jeremiah 28 verse 8. Whether you like it or not, before y'all get peace, there must be war. And the war is what? Y'all have stolen the land from Israel. The real Jews. So as long as we're not there.
Did you hear what he just said? Y'all have stolen the land from Israel, the real Jews. So what he's saying is, hey, you guys took the land from us, so it's not your land or their land. And so he's basically saying there's not going to be peace until we're in the right place. That's what he's saying. You guys understand what's being said there? Let me put myself up here. Dog doesn't deserve it. All right, here we go.
There will be war. That's right. No matter what. That's right. That land belongs to God. And we belong to God. Bring it up.
This is Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old.
And the prophets of God are only the children of Israel. That's right. This is our job. We was made for this. We was born for this. We know what we're talking about.
This is the book of Amos. This is the book of Amos, chapter 2 and verse 11. I have raised up your sons for prophets and your young men for Nazarites. Is it not even thus,
O ye children of Israel? O ye children of Israel. Children of Israel. O ye children of Israel. The job of a prophet is supposed to tell y'all the message from God. Not from man, but from the Most High God. Let me get Jeremiah 1 and 5. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 5. Y'all mad at the wrong people. Bring it out. Let me get in this. So the Lord sanctified us to what? Hey, what? What about the real Jews? What about the Israelites?
Prophet.
So there's no prophet Muhammad because he was a Muslim from Ishmael. That's a different line. The prophets came from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's the last one y'all want. Ain't nothing funny. Hold on. Hold on. The Most High set up from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's right. Jacob had 12 sons. The 12 sons of Jacob are where the prophets come from. That's right. That's Israel. Nobody else. This is the book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 7. Surely the Lord spoke to you in 7 sisters. But reveal his secrets. He revealed his secrets unto his servants. Unto his servants. Who are the true servants of God? The servants of the prophets. And the servants of the prophets is Israel. Who are the servants? Let's go Isaiah 44 verse 1. Bring it out. This is how you teach the Bible. And we only need to teach the Bible. I like to hear. This belongs to us. It's our weapons, and we know how to use it. This is it. Bring it out. Get out. Jacob. My servant. Jacob is what? My servant. Jacob is what? My servants. We are? And Israel's what? What? I have chosen. You have what? You have chosen. God did not choose no Ishmael. God did not choose no Ishmael. God.
I'm going to stop right there real quick. So, again, Sakari, when they were in Houston with actually, when they were with their crowd, let's put it that way. I feel like from what I saw the footage, maybe there's other footage, that they basically sold out and tried to pander to the crowd and basically tell them how anti-Semitic they were too. That's literally what they tried to do. Show me if it's otherwise. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's exactly what I saw. And it's like, that's what you're trying to do. You're just trying to show them we're anti-Semitic too. That's what prophets would do. Prophets, come on. Now, these guys obviously aren't prophets either, but at least they're staying consistent with their message. And by the way, guys, can you like this video? Make sure you hit like on that. And would you please share this video right now on your social media? Honestly, I think this is the only channel really covering this. And I don't understand why there's not more people interested in this. This deals with Muslims, this deals with Hebrew Israelites, and it deals with international matters. I'm glad you guys are here. There should be way more people that are interested in this. I'm playing the video. I'm interacting with it. We're live. I can talk to you. We can talk. Like, watch, I'll answer a question right now. D.W. Conley says, are there any this way? Let me put this on the top here. Hold on. Let me see if it's going to, it may not let me do it, huh? Bring to front. Hold on, it may. Oh, let me see. Hold on just a second. Oh. That's annoying it did that. That's not cool. Hold on. Now, how am I going to get that back? I got to get the video footage back. I had to show it above the overlay. Okay, sorry. Are there any Hebrews like camps that don't act this way? Let me show, there. Now I have your comment on the screen, okay? The answer when you're talking about all act this way, when you're talking about One West camps, this is how they all behave, okay? Now, if you're talking about Hebrew Israelites, non-campers, non-One Westers, they don't all act this way. But here, let's play this.
Israel, Jacob, it's the words of God, whether you like it or not. And for you Ishmaelites, y'all proud as hell. Matter of fact, God allowed Abraham to bless y'all. Y'all got a great nation, but the covenant don't belong to y'all. That belongs to the children of Israel. Look at that Romans 94. What's so damn much? Bring it out. We are the servants of God. That's what the hell.
There's a UK Karen. I know I'm being rude, but look, it's just, this is so funny. There's like a UK Karen in the video, and oh, this is not even. There's like a UK Karen in the video, and she's confused by all this, and I want to play it back. She goes, "Who are you? Who are you?" I know I'm moving stuff while I'm talking. I want to play it again because I want you guys to hear this. Cause it's just funny because, you know, these guys bring so much confusion wherever they go. And imagine not knowing anything about these guys, you know? You never watched my channel before. You don't know what's going on. This lady's just so confused. She goes, "Who are you? Who are you?" "We're the prophets of God." Okay. Watch this, watch this, watch this. I want you to see this. Watch.
You have chosen.
God did not choose no Ishmael. God did not choose no Ishmael. God chose Israel. Jacob. It's the words of God, whether you like it or not. And for you Ishmaelites, y'all proud as hell. Matter of fact, God allowed Abraham to bless y'all.
Oh, you probably didn't hear that real quick. The Muslims started attacking the Bible. I hear a guy in my right earphone go, "That's not an original Bible, my friend." So they're starting to use the traditional anti-Christian polemics against Hebrew Israelites. That was interesting. Interesting.
They got a great nation, but the covenant don't belong to y'all. That belongs to the children of Israel. Look at that Romans 94. What's so damn much? Bring it out. We are the service of God. That's who the hell we are. This is the book of Romans, chapter 9, and verse 4. Bring it out. Who are Israelites?
Who are
So, who are you? Who are you? We're the prophets of God. And then someone in the corner goes, "At least they believe in God." Don't these every time I watch this video, I find a new comment. This is so funny. Who are these guys? At least they believe in God. Watch.
That belongs to the children of Israel. Look at that Romans 94. What's so damn much? Bring it out.
There's the UK Karen right there. Who are you? Who are you? I can't process this.
But the covenant don't belong to y'all. That belongs to the children of Israel. Look at that Romans 94. What's so damn much? Bring it out. We are the service of God. That's who the hell we are. This is the book of Romans, chapter 9, and verse 4. Bring it out. Who are Israelites?
Who are Israelites? You are Israelites.
This is madness.
Who are Israelites?
Who are Israelites?
Christ, he looks like this.
The adoption, and the glory, and the glory, and the covenant,
And the
The
covenant.
covenant in the Old Testament belonged to us. And the giving of the law. And the what? And the giving of the law.
Look at this poor cameraman. They're like, "Hey, Jim, here's your job today. We're going to be out there street teaching. We need you to hold a camera and the incense. So you're going to be burning incense, and then you're going to have the camera. So we need you to do both things. You think you got it?" Poor guy.
And the giving of the law. The giving of the law is the Bible. The Bible only belongs to the Israelites. You know? And the service of God. And the what? And the service of God. The prophets only belong to the Most High, which are the Israelites. And the promises. And the what? And the promises. And God promised that He will bring the true Jews back in their land. That's a promise from God. So there's war right now because the real Jews are not in their land.
Let's stop right there. There's war right now because the real Jews are not in the land. Just a minute here. I'm gonna come back to that. Hold on. We're gonna come back to that. Hold on. But let's just grab this real quick. Look through here. Let's see. Joshua, Judges. Let's see. Judges, okay, 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel. You can count Ruth in there too if you want. 1 and 2 Kings, 1 and 2 Chronicles. Okay. Anyone get a clue what I'm doing here? Anyone have any ideas? This man just said, "Oh, until the real Jews, because the real Jews are not in the land, that's why there's a war over there." The actual Israelites were in the land in this book right here, the history. And there was lots and lots and lots of war all throughout the pages of it. Now, I think I know what he might be trying to say or get at, but it's just Hebrew Israelite argumentation is so ill-formed, so half-baked, so utterly muddled and inconsistent that you just go. In fact, even when Israel was kind of like doing all right, remember under Josiah, he went out to face the Egyptian army, shot dead with an arrow in his chariot, and he was a righteous king. Remember King Josiah? 39 years old. Started reigning when he was a young man. Did an awesome, awesome job compared to the others. Jimmy Berman says, now the cameraman has rhythm. Savon says, if you've never heard of them before, it's a lot to process. I hope they are paying the cameraman well. Yeah. All right, well, let's go back to the video here. Back to the video here.
What you got?
That's what we're here to do. We're here to show
Whether y'all like it
this
or
guy
not,
is
the
the
word of
fake.
God is
This guy
This
is
is
real.
the book.
These people,
This is the book.
these
This is
people
the
are not
book
meant to
of
be carried.
Psalms chapter 78 and verse 5. For he established a testimony in Jacob.
We need to be coming back to the
Hold on. Let's let the word of God speak. Bring it out.
For Psalm 78 and verse 5. For he established a testimony in Jacob.
When you establish a testimony in Jacob, you know,
And appointed a law in
and appointed a
Israel.
law in who?
In Israel. In
We
Israel.
gotta pray that the real Jews go back in their land. Hold on. When the words of God is read out, you gotta have respect. Read it again.
So for he established a testimony in Jacob.
You catch this? When they had sort of a majority with the crowd, what did they start doing to drown her out? They start booing her. Now, first of all, she doesn't understand what's going on. She seems to think these guys is, you could understand her confusion. She seems to be thinking that they are in support of the nation of Israel. Of course, nothing could be further from the truth, right? So she's incorrect in what she seems to be assuming. No doubt about that, okay? But notice what they start doing. They start drowning her out. The Gov all answer in the live chat, okay? I do often deal with Old Testament Israelites. I don't deal with them as much, and I'll tell you why. Number one, they're not growing nearly as fast. They're not as relevant. Number two, a lot of the material that's been written by Messianic believers against the counter-missionaries and the anti-Christian polemicists amongst Judaism's adherents, that material works for most of the things that the Tanakh-only guys do. And so you can just reapply it. So there's a few reasons I have. Now, please be timed out and come back with a better attitude. Go sit in the corner, consider what you've done, come back, and we can start over again. If not, okay. The Gov side, your name's the Gov, you probably work for the man. But watch how they boo when they have got the crowd dynamic in their favor.
For he established
Watch
a
this.
testimony in Jacob.
When you establish a testimony in Jacob, you know,
And appointed a law in
and appointed a
Israel.
law in who?
In Israel. In
We
Israel.
gotta pray that the real Jews go back in their land. Hold on.
See the way he's talking to her, trying to use aggression and force. So that's why you can't feel too sorry for him when the Palestinian crowd does the same thing to them later on. Turnabout's fair play.
Hold on. When the words of God is read out, you gotta have respect. Read it again.
So for he established a testimony in Jacob.
This is just pure madness. I know there's a lot to process. Look, I actually get why people probably don't want to come over to this channel, because I play videos with a lot of yelling and a lot of ignorance. And some people, they don't have time for that. They don't want to be into that. They want to go to a channel where they can learn better arguments relating to things like the canon of Scripture or the existence of God. I totally actually understand that. This is a lot to take in. You got these people yelling, a lot of ignorance, a lot of anger, a lot of hatred. I can see why people are like, it's Sunday night. I'm not going to go over there to Straight Apologist Live. I need to relax. I need to kick up, drink a coffee. I can't do it. Let me put on some lo-fi music and read a book. If that's you and you're reading a book right now with lo-fi music, drinking your coffee, I understand, and I apologize for shaming you earlier for not being here. But if you're just being a lazy bum, anyways, then shame, 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 shame. But listen to this. She says, why are you supporting them? Because they kill your people. So she doesn't know what's going on. She hasn't listened clearly enough. And then she says, why do you have the Bible on the effing ground? So you see a lot of the Muslims, you know, where's the ladylike element to this? Where's like the beauty to this? Where's the Proverbs 31 to this? It doesn't exist because Muhammad doesn't teach people to behave Christ-like because he's not Christ-like. He's like his father, the devil. So that's how a lot of times they act. Now, when Christians act that way, they're outside of what they're supposed to do. We can call them on that. That's different than acting like your guy. You see what I'm saying? When you act wild as a Christian, you're not acting like our guy. When you act wild as a Muslim, you're acting like your guy. One more time.
Testimony in Jacob.
When you establish the testimony in Jacob, you know?
And appointed a law in Israel.
Law in who?
In Israel. In Israel.
You gotta pray that the real Jews go back in their land. Hold on! Hold on! Hold on! Hold on! Hold on! When the words of God is brought out, you've gotta have respect. Read it again.
He's over there telling her, you've got to have respect. Such a hypocrite.
He established the testimony in
To make them known to their children.
Now, a lot of this is silly because these Muslims are acting like it's such an affront that their Bible's on the ground when they're reading. And why is that? Because a lot of Islam, man, it's outward focused. It's shame and honor. It's what you can see. It's not internal to the person. You know what I mean? And so because of that, that's a big deal that the Bible's on the ground. Okay. But yet, earlier you heard the same crowd saying, that's not the real Bible. That's a fake Bible. You can't have it both ways, Muslims. Why are you so upset about a Bible on the ground, but you don't even think it's the real Bible? And then if you're worried about it being down there, it's a holy book. Are you going to obey what it says? Because if you do, then you've got to call Muhammad what he was, a false prophet and a false teacher leading people into hellfire.
I ain't gonna lie, that's disrespect though. I just see that, the Bible on the floor.
First of all, hold on.
This is cool for Muslim women to behave this way towards men? I guess so. They're not covered.
Listen, take the Bible off the floor, for real. I didn't even see that. If I had seen that, I would tell y'all better. Take the Bible off the floor, man. That's disrespect.
I bet you wouldn't talk to your husbands that way because you might turn green. Someone knows what I'm talking about if they know the hadith. Now, here's the part where someone picks up their sign. Watch this. Picks up their sign.
If I had seen that, I would tell y'all better.
Now, it doesn't make sense you pick up the sign because the sign's not the Bible. Maybe the person doesn't understand English that well, but they pick up the sign like, oh, we need to pick this up. But why don't they pick up the Bible if that's what they're upset about? None of it makes sense here. But watch.
Take the Bible off the floor, man. That's disrespect.
This guy, that guy right there. Remember we had a different angle of that guy? He's picking up the sign with all the fake Jesuses and stuff on it, though. This is a horrible scene. There's literally women and children in the front right there with these guys. And an old man did that. This is just a mess. Let's go back and watch this. It looks like he kind of, I'll say it's an accident. It hits her in the face. She screams. I don't know. Watch. Watch her scream. What in the black cloak? Why are your wives there? What are y'all doing? This is insane, man. Hebrew Israelites are a scourge in every community they're at. And so are radical Muslims. I'm not talking about a race of people. I'm talking about an ideology, people. I'm talking about ideologies in both instances.
Don't touch our stuff.
Why do the heathen rage?
What's that? Why do the heathen rage? Why do the heathen rage? Why y'all mad? New York?
And the people imagine that they think
New York? And
the kings of the earth set themselves.
Right, so hold on. Don't get mad at us. But tell the truth. That's right. Don't touch our property. Don't touch our property. Don't touch our property. That's right. Right?
This is how the government's going to deal with them?
Hey, yo. Hey, yo, no one ain't no official. Let me get Hebrews 4:12. Don't get mad at us for teaching the words of God in truth. Don't touch our property. Bring it up.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 16.
Bring it up.
Something about Allahu Akbar and genocide. It's hard to tell what's going on. And yes, DW, those were Hebrew Israelite wives, not Muslim wives. But you guys can see how wild this is getting. Now you see the cops protecting them, which I'm glad no one was hurt. This is wild.
We have truth. The children of Israel, and God didn't forget. That's right. God didn't forget. Every one of y'all should lock right here. Bring it up. Bring it up.
This is the book.
113. Take one step forward. One step forward.
Chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth.
And you shall know the truth.
And the truth shall make you free.
And let them free Palestine will not be free until the nations come out of their lives. We're talking about free Palestine, but the truth got to set y'all free. That's what y'all don't know the truth. Y'all will not be free. Don't get mad at us for telling y'all the truth. Y'all should be mad at the fake white man, at the fake Jewish man. Don't get mad at us for telling y'all the words of God. Y'all must stop being lost. Bring it up.
This is the book of chapter 3, verse 20.
Bring it up.
They come against us in much pride.
They do what?
They come against us in much pride.
But we know you're going to come against us. We are?
And iniquity to destroy us.
To do what?
To destroy us.
To destroy us. Y'all always trying to destroy us. Boom! 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 So once again, read it again.
So they come against us.
So y'all come against us. We know that, you know?
And iniquity.
And what?
And iniquity. To destroy us.
So y'all come to destroy us, but you cannot destroy the truth. You can never destroy the words of God. You can never destroy the kingdom of Israel. You can never destroy the principle of power. No matter what.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy
It's not saying you're blasphemy, you know?
of sin. I know the blasphemy of sin.
Save our Jews. Save our Jews.
Let's skip forward a little bit here. So if you watch this part, this is actually part of the other video we saw. You can see the gentleman with the beanie cap on. He was in the other angle. See that? So here's where you say, is this a pro-Palestinian thing or is it pro-Hamas? Once you start chanting from the river to the sea, it's hard for me to have the same empathy anymore because I feel like you are making a call to genocide. That's what I feel like. This footage, I'm going to give, if you were in some way involved with this, if you're a UK Hebrew Israelite, UK Muslim, or maybe you're in one of the camps stateside that's involved with this, you can join the live chat. I'm going to play this video and I'll put a link in there that's only for you if you can come on. Or a UK Christian. I'll take that too.
It's for a reason. Because the So now they ask, why are we not back in Israel? The reason why we're not back in Israel is because we got to wait for Christ to bring us back to Israel. That's right. We got to wait on that God. That's right. In the meantime, we must learn to keep our commandments and the word about God. When we keep the word about God, the Most High will bring us back to our land. That's right. But you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Y'all don't belong in that land. That's the land of God. And God is going to destroy y'all. That's right. Get out of here. Let's turn this off. Turn it up.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 4, and verse 12. The word of God is
the word of God is what? It's quick and what? Powerful.
and sharper than
any two-edged sword. That's why it's cutting y'all. Because it's the real truth. We don't worry about guns. We don't worry about weapons. Our weapons is the word of the Lord God. Bring it up. Of what? Of soul. The truth is cutting your dear soul. Right. And what? That's spirit. Cutting your dear spirit. You know?
and of the joints and of marrow.
And of the marrow. Why is it? It says, the word of God is cutting you with him. You can't handle it. Hold up.
Shame on you! 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 Shame on you!
There you go.
Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you!
Pure madness. So let me make some comments here. One is Hebrew Israelites are going to have to learn that when you use these tactics, once a group outnumbers you, these same tactics can be used against you, number one. And then I don't think you really can complain about it when you use the same tactics when you're outnumbered, number one. Number two, Hebrew Israelites, we don't want any violence to happen. We don't believe violence, especially not merely because of words. But you guys can't act like you're not antagonizing the crowd, because clearly you're antagonizing the crowd. This is what happened in Chicago. It's happening in the UK. You're antagonizing them. You don't have to be there, but you want the viral footage. And so you're there, even though this is not a place filled with people who you would think are Israelite, and yet there you are. So, you know, that's on you in a sense as well. Also, when you use threats and aggression and violence against Christians, we're Christ-like. So usually, for lack of a better word, in the temporal sense, you can get away with it because most Christians exhibit the fruit of the Spirit, and we're not going to behave like terrorists back at you because we've read the book of Peter and it says, don't trade insult for insult. And we take that to heart by God's grace. Number 3, 4, I don't know. But when you deal with Muslims, they're not born again. They're not regenerate. They're not saved. They don't have the Holy Spirit. They don't have the fruit of the Spirit. Now they can, like Lily came to the Lord, but here they don't. And so these carnal-minded men and women, they'll use everything right back at you. And they've got a false prophet that they read about who tells them how to deal with people like you. And I don't think you're going to like it. So you need to be aware of that. And that's why sometimes we see a lot of these Hebrew Israelites acting different in these situations than they do with Christians. Now, even though I criticize this group, the unity camp of One Westers here, They aren't compromising their message. Now, it's a false message, but they are sticking to their guns, so to speak. So I do commend them for that versus some of the other groups that I see trying to make nice and build bridges and then later on talking hardcore. Hard to respect that, you know? And there's another point I was going to make, but I can't remember what it was. I don't know. I can't remember the next thing I was going to say. But I'm going to skip forward. I've got some other things I want to show you in this video. We are watching a video titled All Hell Broke Loose, REA setting England afire or whatever. And it's from the Wake Up Israel channel. And now we're going to go to the 44-minute mark here because I have a couple things I want to show you in this video. So,
hold on. He separated the sons of Adam. He separated the sons of Adam.
So guess what? We all come from Adam. That's true. But within Adam is a chosen nation that's the nation of Israel.
And that's interesting. He said we're all from Adam. That's true. A lot of Israelites don't believe that. They don't believe that we're all descended from Adam. They have a whole other thing going on. In fact, official One West doctrine is that we're not all descended from Adam. So that's interesting that they're saying that. Shout out, by the way, I forgot to give you a shout out. There's only been 2 super chats this show, but I want to thank both of you who have done it because a show like this actually does take a lot of work. There's a lot of research. I have to track these videos down. It's not easy to find this stuff from the UK. You know, I'm in the States. And I appreciate people who help make it happen. So thank you very, very much. And I understand your comment, no doubt, indeed. But shout out to you, Ham Sunshine, for the super chat and for the comment. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated, my friend. So continuing and watching this, listen. There's a lot going on.
I'm mad at us. For no reason. And guess what? This is all the word of God. You get 17 I'm necessary. You get Isaiah 61 verse 9.
Imagine being there.
We're going to go with the words of God.
Pretty wild, right?
This is our lives, well. This is our message. Right? No, we don't. No, we don't. We don't got the same God.
Shout out to Carlton, by the way.
Let me take Joel 2 verse 27. Matter of fact, I got your message right now. Bring it out. Hold the line.
What's going on? Not sure what happened, but it looks like somebody's throwing something. Something's happening because it seems like something hits the umbrella or something, and then you hear some sounds. The crowd's getting a little unruly. Watch real carefully. It's hard to tell, but something's going down here. This would be quite a scene to be in, huh?
No, we don't. No, we don't. We don't got the same God. No, we do not got the same God. Let me take Joel 2 verse 27. Matter of fact, I got your message right now.
Watch this.
Hold the line. You're on point. You're on point. You're on. Hold the line.
Real quick, you guys know there was a pro-Israel, like a support for Israel gathering in D.C. here in the States recently. You guys know that? There was. Did anything like this happen there? I don't just mean Hebrew Israelites clashing with him. I don't mean that, although this would be a perfect time for them to show up. It wasn't all crazy like this. And, you know, I'm going to show another part in the video where the UK cops are running from the crowd and have to barricade themselves in to prevent the crowd from gaining access to the train station. I'm going to play that. I'm going to show that. But when the folks in support of Israel gathered, they weren't acting like this. It wasn't like this. Unless there's something in the news I missed.
Bill 8 section 3 quarters.
We'll skip forward a bit over here.
Stand spirit.
See, because what's happening is some of the cops are having to go to other areas, right? And so this gentleman's like, hey, we've covered this earlier, but I didn't give you the audio yet. He's like, hey, you know, there's a lot going on here. I don't know if we can protect you, you know? Shout out to John Mack for the super chat. Much love, appreciate. Shalom to you, peace to you. Thank you for being part of today's program and all of that. So that's what's going on. Now let's continue and watch.
There's only so many of them. Jamie, how many of you are here? Enough. Not enough. You're left.
I really don't want to be stepping over the religious texts. I want to sort of hold them aside.
Where's the Bible? You picked it up. It's lucky.
Bring it out. 1 Corinthians 14:40. Bring it out.
Watch this. See if I can still find this.
Let all things be done decently and in order.
What?
Let all things be done decently and in order.
We come in order. We do things that keep things in order. Nobody get mad at us. Don't get mad at us. We're here to teach the people of God. They got questions. We're answering our questions. If they not get mad at us, let me get Psalm 34 verse 7. Y'all want answers to your questions?
Here we go. What I'll switch it to. I'm switching back to the 10-minute video by Urban Pictures that shows the general tenor of this. So what's going on here? We're criticizing everybody here, basically. You know what I'm saying? We're just kind of showing you this, and this is why apologetics matters. Notice that driving all of this is what? It's theology. This whole thing is theology. Theology is behind the reason of all this happening. Now, the secular world doesn't understand that, but that is what's going on. And so apologetics matters. So let's take a look here of this, and I want you to watch how crazy this gets. This is what I'm talking about. Watch the cops literally have to barricade themselves in the train station. It's weird. I saw the media call this a sit-in protest. This does not look like a sit-in protest to me. Watch the UK police barricade themselves in the train station. This is wild. Watch this. Crazy. Crazy.
Get up.
Okay, let me stand up.
Out the way. Out the way.
I guess that's a symbol.
This is an apartheid! This is racism! This is not anti-Semitism! This is humanity! Stop the death of children!
What a shame that lady has a cross around her neck. You're on the wrong side, lady. You know, how weird is this? After Islamic terrorists, murder, rape, pillage, I mean, it is just so graphic. I haven't even told you guys about some of the videos I've seen of what Hamas did. That's a really weird time, I'll just put it that way, to come out in support of Palestine. Isn't it? Yeah, I'm a little cynical.
Children and babies! Stop the murder! Be on the right side of history!
Do you understand ceasefire is basically saying that Israel does not have a right to defend herself. That's what you're saying when you say ceasefire. You're basically saying Israel does not have a right to defend herself. What else are you saying? These people should all be rallying against Hamas.
Get up!
Okay, let me stand up.
Imam Mahdi is basically the savior who's going to come with Jesus Christ.
I can't take too much more of this.
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
Yeah, you see, also imagine how weird it is to talk about ceasefire while there's hostages. So just leave hostages there? Just leave them there? You know, that's what we're supposed to do? Sorry, I'm just trying to get the dog to stop. When she starts licking her paws and stuff on camera, it's gross, and I try to have her stop doing all that. That's what it is. Oh, I think, you know what? I might have been wrong when I said they cut out some of the footage. Actually, I think it's in this.
God's house shall be established in the top of the mountain.
So look, Judah is another way of saying the Jews, right? Right? So it's going to be established, right, Reed?
And shall be exalted.
And shall be what?
And shall be exalted.
What is our kingdom going to be?
And shall be exalted.
All right, Reed.
Above the hills.
Above all the other nations, Reed.
And all nations shall flow into it.
And all what? You eat camel nations, man. So you are just as bad, man. No. Don't come here with your, oh, we don't do that. But we know you guys. You bow down to stones, man.
How the fuck do you bow down to stones?
to the God, but you don't.
Why don't you educate yourself? Muslims do not bow down to stones.
I've got it on YouTube, man.
Muslims bow down to stones.
That's
You kiss it, man. Look, and on that, he's got to walk, man.
That's right.
Give me Proverbs 28 and verse 1.
Give me the no attention.
I think I'm going to show some different videos here. Let me see if I can pull this out. Let me see if this video will come. Huh. I'm having trouble here. How do I forward copy? Okay. Should we go over here? How do I? There's a couple of other videos I want to show you guys. I'm having trouble grabbing it though, but I had this set up before, so it should work. Just a second. Showtime still coming on to phone. Let me see here. I may not be able to show it, but you can look at my the YouTube shorts I put up recently, and you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to see the videos I'm talking about if you look at those. I've got a number of them that I put up recently to show more of this. Isn't this crazy, though? Isn't this wild? I mean, you guys seeing this? It's like, this is pretty wild, isn't it? Yeah. This is what's going on. You know, what's the future going to be of this? Christians just got to stand strong. But this is pretty wild, man. This is some pretty wild stuff. And I'm going to keep on covering it. I have some other stuff I want to show and I want to talk about and I want to look at. And I'm trying to do that. But in the meantime, I hope you check out some of these other shorts that we've got up. Because we've got some good comment on that.